Hello, my name is Walker Rowe. I'm going to show you how you can use ChatGPT to help you learn Greek. Now, basically, ChatGPT is, think of it more as you could say robot. No, it's not a robot. It's like a book, but it's alive. You can talk to it. It can understand you. It's like having Plato as a teacher, except you can tell Plato what to do. It's not printed book. It doesn't require pencil and paper. Instead, you can talk to it. You can type into it and it will respond to you. It understands poorly written Greek. It understands poorly written English. So what can it do? We're going to walk you through some examples here. For example, it can conjugate verbs. You know, if you get a Greek grammar book, it'll give you a list of verbs to conjugate. But with ChatGPT, you tell it what verbs you want it to conjugate. You talk to it using things that interest you and things that would be easiest for you. Okay, so we're going to give it some sentences and have it correct those. Okay, we'll show you how it can talk to you. We can have it generate a dialogue, and then there's multiple ways to play the dialogue back. It can save the dialogue in an audio file, or what's really cool is you can paste it into different tools so that it will talk to you with an actor's voice. Now, if this was English, you could use Gwyneth Paltrow, but this is Greek, so there's obviously a smaller list of actors that we can use. Okay, now, if you're taking the A1 or A2 exam, well, this is good. It'll generate questions for you, a dialogue and questions, but it'll also do it in a way that on the screen you can do like multiple choice, fill in the blank. It gives you a place to type the answers, you know? So you can do it all right in the computer screen. Okay, you can ask it, for example, pronouns. What are the pronouns? Give it to me by tense and put it in a nice table format so that it's easy to read, or put it in Google Sheets. You know, if you work with spreadsheets, you know that there's a lot of advantage to that. You can sort things and so forth. But ChatGPT understands so that you can do things like have it swap the columns. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, let's start with an example here. Okay, we'll say generate a sample dialogue between a passenger and the clerk checking in at the ticket counter at the airport. So practice your dialogue for your next trip to Athens or Thessaloniki or Paphos. Oh, sorry. Press stop button. Put it in the wrong language. Okay. One thing I should back up and say is, okay, now ChatGPT works as an app. So you can put the app on your tablet or your phone, but also works in the browser. One good thing about putting it on your phone or your tablet is you can talk to it through the browser like Chrome. You have to add a plugin so that you can talk to it. Okay, I'm gonna say generate that dialogue in Greek. My Greek is less than fluent. Obviously, you can see it says Kalimera, Petao Yato, Parisi, Simera. It says, I'm going to Paris today. And then the clerk says, okay, thank you. So it generates a dialogue. Now, you can ask it to test you. You can ask it to, create some sample questions. Let's say, we can say, save this dialogue as an audio file. Then you can play it back on any kind of device you want to practice with it. Here's the transcript. You can play it back and listen to it. Or you can paste it into, what are the websites here? There's two of them. There's one called Speechify. That's the one where you can get famous actors. You know, the idea is to get someone who has a nice voice instead of a computer voice to talk to you, to read the Greek. Obviously, the American actors, Snoop Dogg and Gwyneth Paltrow don't speak Greek, but there are some Greek actors in there. Then there's another website. Let me just spell the name over here. So that one's called Speechify. Another one's called Revoicer. Now also, if you're using a MacBook, you can just highlight text and press Option Escape. It'll speak to you. Pretty pleasant voice too. But then on the app, it's a little easier. You just press a button. Here in the browser, you got to put in a plugin. Okay, now I could say here, from this dialog, generate some sample test questions based on this dialog. Erotisis to dialogo. First is pretty easy. Popeta o epibatis. Where is he going? London, Paris, Rome, Athens. And you can ask it to generate the dialogue in a format so that you could put into something else and edit it, like type in the answer. Or you could just type in the answer right here. Okay, I'm gonna have it stop and show you the next thing it can do. All right, just press this little square and it stops. Now you see this on the left? It's saving the your history of your conversation. I'm using ChatGPT 4. Let me step it down to ChatGPT 3.5. What's the difference? ChatGPT 4 is the new version with advanced features. You have to pay for that. Believe it or not, it actually runs slower than the free version. Why is that? Because the people that made ChatGPT, that's OpenAI company, and Microsoft, spent billions of dollars putting up enough computers to make it run fast. Okay, ChatGPT 4 has a lot of computers, but it's not as fast, right? Still, you know, let's say it's for researchers and business people, so forth. Okay, so I'm gonna say conjugate the verb pow in the past, present, future, and subjunctive tenses. List all pronouns. Put the answers in a table. Leave off any explanations or examples. I just want a nice table I can have, and who knows, tape it to the wall so don't forget. See? So there it is. Now, let's see here. That shows how to conjugate this. I think it will look better if we put the pronouns on the left. So change the table to put the pronouns on the left and the tenses in the columns. Now watch what it will do. It will take this table, which lists tense, pronoun, Greek, the conjugation, Let's rotate it around so it's easier to see. See? Just flips the table on its side. Gives you the conjugation in each of the most common tenses. All right, so you already typed this question up. I'm gonna say, fix this Greek sentence. Whoops. I pressed enter. It took what I wrote as input. I wanted it to wait. So okay, fix this sentence, this Greek sentence. Explain to me what I did wrong. Now I put here, telo na pau, no, tha ithela pau na peso e tennis. Now I'm not a Greek expert yet, but it should be na pexo tennis because you got to use the infinitive form. So I would like to go play tennis. Let's see what it says. So now I'm going to say, click this arrow so it waits till I'm done typing, then it goes. It says, you made the following mistake. Tha ithela means I would like, conditional. Why? Tha ithela means I want. And then you omitted the particle na, which is necessary. I do have the particle na there. The correct form of the word tennis is, okay, I spelled tennis wrong. And you also didn't use the article. Oh, I actually did put the correct form of the Greek. Let me put the wrong form of the Greek. Let's try again. It's just complaining about small things. Correct this Greek sentence. Tell me what I did wrong. I know because I say this a lot. I make this mistake. Try to talk to people at the tennis club. In Greek, and I make this mistake. Tha ithela. Okay, I know you got to put na. Pow. See, pow. I don't know if you put the not. We'll let it fix it. So we'll say pow. Na. Okay. Ta ithela na pow. Peso e tennis. See what it says. Okay, so I left off the na. Okay, instead of pexo, I wrote peso, which is the present tense. I didn't write the future tense, so corrected the tense, and I left off the article. So it knows how to fix your Greek for you. Now here's another common question I have is when do you use how instead of pigano? They both mean to go, right? P ga. By the way, you should learn to type on a keyboard in Greek. It's not so difficult. Pigano. Should you use here? Even if I give it, you know, poorly written instructions, it will still do. You'll still understand what you're talking about. Pigano is more commonly used for habitual or ongoing actions. Right, okay. Pow's like now. So pigano can mean, when do you regularly go? Right? There it is. Does they both mean go? Now, if your first language is not English, you know, the problem with DuoLingo, which I love DuoLingo, I recommend everyone use DuoLingo, is DuoLingo, for example, has English, It'll teach you English in the Greek or Russian language. It won't teach you English in the Georgian language. So it's kind of limited there. So it doesn't do it in all languages, but we can ask this thing here. We can say translate this answer to French. I know French, I can read this. So, you can work with it. You can write any language and it will translate any language. It even knows dialect. It knows Pontic, Cretan, Crete, and Cyprus dialects of Greek. That is simply amazing. Okay. Now you can ask it general questions too. For example, here. Okay, so I asked it when to use how and when to use pigana. But I can say, what other Greek verbs also mean to go or it will happen. See what it says. Oh, so many. To come, fego, to leave. Let's fevgo, right? Pernow, to pass through. Dianmo, traverse. Okay, what about this one? I always get confused with this one. Row. Oops. Row. Now you can just leave off the accent, although you should learn to type accents and you'll understand it. It's another word that can be, it means something that's about to happen. It is about to, or it is going to. Okay, that's one word I have problems with. I'll say conjugate that. Conjugate, whoops, into the present and past tenses. See how this is better than a book? You get a Greek book, it's a book, it's paper, can't be changed. ChatGPT is changeable and it's sentient. You know what the word sentient means? Which Google did not create AI. I'm an AI programmer. I know AI computer programming. AI has been built up since really the 1940s or 50s. The people that wrote OpenAI, one of them was Gregory Hinton, who had worked at Google. He and some other people went over, got funding from Microsoft, and then they built this. Okay, but Google did not build it, but they're trying to add it like everyone else. Google did this one important piece of it though. It's called BERT. All right, so that's kind of it. I was going to put one more example here. Create a sample dialogue between the customer and the barista in a coffee shop. So you have to say here in Cyprus, we say, hello, cappuccino schietto, which means without sugar, or sahari. So here we go. We say, kalimera. In a frappe paracalo. I want a frappe. The barista says, kalimera. Mono frappe y ta ithelas kati alo. You want something else? Anyway, I'm not the Greek teacher. ChatGPT is the Greek teacher. This is what you need to be. This is what you need to be using to learn Greek. You use this. I recommend that you also have a teacher. Don't use a textbook. Use DuoLingo. Now, on Spotify, there's some simple, easy Greek kind of dialogues. Now, it would be more complicated for you, but you can have ChatGPT transcribe those into Greek. Read them, understand them, then play the dialogue over. I also recommend that you use the ERT Flix app. ERT is one of the Greek television channels in Greece, and it has some very nice apps. Their app even works on like smart TVs. Very sophisticated. Okay, so Yasis, and hope you just found this useful. My name's Walker Rowe, and I will see you later. Bye.